Chiron in Gemini, healing the wound of expression, thinking, and the voice. There's a part of your chart where you carry a wound that speaks before you do. And if you listen closely, you can hear the echo. Don't say that. Don't ask that. You talk too much. You don't know enough. This is the wound of Chiron in Gemini, the wound of the mind, the voice, the curiosity, and the words you swallowed to survive. Maybe you were misunderstood growing up, corrected more than heard. Maybe you learned to stay quiet because your questions were too much, or your thoughts were too scattered. Carl Rogers, the father of person-centered therapy, said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." And that's what Chiron in Gemini is really about, accepting that your voice has always had value, even when others didn't have the ears to hear it. Dr. Nicole LaPera teaches that unprocessed trauma lives in our nervous system. And for Chiron in Gemini, the trauma often lives in your throat, your breath, and in your inner dialogue. You may have learned to think fast, talk fast, mask confusion, or become the entertainer because it felt safer than silence or rejection. But astrology invites you to reclaim your truth. Where is Mercury in your chart? That's where your voice wants freedom. That's where your healing activates. Does Chiron touch your third house or Mercury? You may be here to turn confusion into clarity, and shame into communication that frees others too. Here's your invitation. Speak even when your voice shakes. Pause when your mind races. Name what you feel without needing to be perfect. Because Chiron in Gemini isn't here to impress, you're here to connect. To remember that you were never too much. You were processing a world that didn't know how to hold your wonder. And when someone says, "Why do you always ask so many questions?" tell them, "Because I came here to help us find better answers." Thank you for watching and continuing to learn unconventionally. Please like this video and subscribe to stay connected with this healing space. Check out the playlists and links down below for more psychology meets astrology teachings. And check out my book, Triggered to Change, A Path to Resiliency by Natasha Greenwood. Your words were never meant to be hidden. They were meant to heal.